weekly stock market where I cover or share my personal opinion and insight of what's happening in the Philippine stock market and all other markets around the world. If you want exclusive investing related contents in the Philippine stock market, check the pinned comment. So ang theme for this week is the relief rally. Trading the temporary ceasefire. Meron bang ceasefire? Parang wala na. Iba yung nasa headline, iba yung ginagawa ng kung nandun sa Middle East. Ang tanong, nagkaroon ba ng relief rally ang PSEI? Wala. No? Hirap pa rin siyang umakyat sa 6,000 level. Now, for some commodity check. So, nickel going down. Crude oil, plus pa rin, elevated. Coal, medyo pumipitik. Ayan, 150. Gold, continuous pa rin siyang bumabagsak. So, yari mga gold stock. And then you have silver na obviously, produkto to ng massive speculation. Mas speculative to kaysa kay gold kasi silver, in real world scenario, mas less yung use case niya compared to gold. So even if may mga ganyang ceasefire, I think wala elevated pa rin yung crude oil. Easing oil prices give local equities a breathing room. Wala I think mostly ng rebound is still driven by just one company, and that is ICT. Volatile but ultimately recovery-driven week for the local burst. Yung nga problema, hanggang 5.9 na lang siya eh. Hindi nga siya makapag 6,000 plus. 88 per barrel. Kanina, na 90. And Philippine peso still very weak. Ayan, 61.5 because the outlook of the Philippine economy is very weak din. So year-to-date performances ng mga tinatrack ko na index. So the PSEI still on the red, negative 1.7. Surprisingly, yung US market medyo nagko-correct sila recently from 20% plus. Nasa lang sila ngayon 15. Diba? Ano ata yan eh. Baka healthy pullback Kung healthy pullback yan, baka pwede pang mag-buy. Ang problema kung magtuloy-tuloy, di ba? Kung magtuloy-tuloy na bumagsak, problema mo na yun. So dahil sa correction na ginawa niya, in-outperform ko na naman siya since 2021. SPY 8%, emerging malakas pa rin, bull run 20%. Southeast Asia talagang di siya gumagalaw. Naglalaro lang siya 7 to 9%. International 11, total world 9%. My personal dividend retirement portfolio, ganun din, di siya gumagalaw Naglalaro siya 3 to 4%. And as of today, in-outperform ko na naman ang QQQ. So kunyari humabol yung portfolio ko towards the end of the year. Kahit magano lang ito 10%. Oh, di ba? 252 outperforming QQQ. But we'll see kasi feeling ko yung Q2 will be a struggle for a lot of businesses, and karoon ng bad sentiment yung PSEI. Doon na ako sa blue chip and large cap stories. LTG, defensive conglomerate accumulation. So sa ngayon, I think siya yung may pinakamagandang price action sa mga holding company kasi at least nag-rally last year and nagsa-sideways lang siya ngayon. Compare mo siya with AC, SM, DMC, lahat ng yon declining. And napansin ko may mga insider buying sa PNB. So PNB, ito yung growth driver ni LTG. So baka ba resilient sila sa Q2. Ayan So may mga confident na mag-insider buying sa kanilang banking arm. So baka maganda. We'll have to find that out. And obviously, mas mataas pa yung dividend yield niya, better than those other holding companies na nasa main index. So SGP, notable institutional traction kasi usap-usapan na or speculation siya na yung papasok sa main index. up 2.1% as regulated transmission utilities act as a safe cash harbor. So SGP, pinipitik na yung kanyang stock price. Ayan, all-time high, 31. And SGP, ilan na market cap nito? So market cap of 165 and 22% free. I think ito na, papasok na to. Masyado nang malaki yung kanyang market cap, no? Madami na siyang pwedeng talunin dyan sa main index. Malaki yung odds, siya na talagang papasok, and pag pinasok siya, feeling ko gagawin siyang exit, no, ng ibang investor. Number 3, Emperador, solid volume inflows. Ito yung hindi ko maintindihan, no. So mostly foreign funds daw yung bumibili, pero di kaya nagkakamali mga foreign funds na yan, no? I think Emperador right now is the most expensive na consumer staple stock sa main index. Maski compare mo siya sa ibang consumer staple na nasa mid cap, small cap, very expensive itong company na to. Despite yung kanyang struggle, walang gustong magbenta. Pero I think may isa lang magbenta dyan na malaki, sunod-sunod na yan, no? So struggling sila nung 2025. Medyo gumanda nung Q1. So kahit sabihin mo yan puro 1.9, no? Per quarter times 4. 7.6. So 7.6 billion mabibreak niya yung kanyang 2024. Kunyari. So 247 divided by 7.6. Ay, 32. Deserve ba ng Emperador yung ganyang premium multiple? I don't think so. Kaya eto, feeling ko, pwede itong mangalahati at any given time. So pag nangalahati siya, yun, babalik siya sa 7 pesos. I think ito na yung sa mga next stock na i-re-rate ng market para mag-trade at lower or cheaper multiple. SecB outperform sector peers. Pwede kasi for the previous years, wala naman tong ginawa kundi mag-sideways. Ayan, no? Actually, ganun pa rin siya Nag-rally na yung madaming bangko sideways. Bakit? Kasi laggard siya na bangko. CNPF attracted heavy retail volume. The stable packaged food giant is seen as highly resilient. Pero sinasell down to Ganun din, binabawasan yung kanyang multiple. Ayan. Dati nung nandito yan, I believe nasa 20 to 25 yung multiple niyan. So binawasan na siya, and I think pwede pang bawasan yan Pwede pang i-sell yan Lalo na kung mag-report to ng di magandang Q2, matik, I think sa-sell down yan. SCC plunge 4% early in the week alongside global energy indexing. So, kumusta na kaya yung call bidding? I think i-release na yung result Ending ata ng June, pwede na siyang i-release or early ng July. Ngayon, interestingly, may nabasa ko ditong disclosure recently. So, ayan, no? Asan na ba yun? Ito. So, inamend. Pwede pala itong ganito, no? So, inamend siya sa halip daw na acquisition. Disposition pala, no? Ano yun? Paano nagkamali yun? From acquisition, ginawang disposition na insider buying. Parang ang weird ng pagkakamali na yon. And then, eto naman, naka-acquire siya ulit dito. So, ano yun? Nagkamali ng pindot? Ganon? Or it could be a sign na no? Ba, hindi sa kanila yung call contract. Malalaman natin. So SCC ayun pa rin siya, no? Di maganda yung sentiment. Pero call price pumipitik. Pag pupitik yan, close to kahit 180 lang, no? 180, 190. Bago siya magkaroon ng risk on na sentiment despite may call contract na issue sila. Well, most definitely pag hindi nakuha yung call contract, dun na, no? Risk off na yon. Pure Gold registered massive bargain hunting activity near its multi-support floor as domestic grocery tracking remains high. Kasi grocery, for sure maging resilient yan. And kahit mataas yung palitan ng peso or palitan ng dolyar against the peso, no? Resilient yung kanyang SNR business. Yun yung worry sa kanya dito eh. So pag mag-report to ng another solid na Q2 para ma-maintain yung kanyang Q1, I think mag-all time high to. Okay. Kasi gusto ng market ngayon yung mga defensive na company. Doon sila nagro-rotate. FB, under tight analytical review. The massive ready rollback in commercial energy costs is expected to heavily lift their Q2 margins. So Q1 neto is okay lang, no? A little bit up. Ayan, 7.578. Disappointing lang is hindi sila nagtatas ng dividend. In fact, medyo binawasan nata nila. But I think FB right now is cheaper than URC. And mas pricey yung yung mga binebenta nito. So kung resilient yung mga middle income to high income na household, I think pwede pa rin tong maging resilient na consumer staple. Number 9, AG. Consolidating tightly, investors are parsing their premium real estate and gaming pipe. So wala kang real estate ngayon eh. Pangit. Pati gaming, walang tourist arrival. So pero AG maganda to pag bull run. I think yan no, very or I should say grossly undervalued. NIKL. So kanina kita nyo bumabagsak yung nickel price pero average siguro ng Q2 is still better than the Q2 average selling price ng nickel last year. Ang tanong na lang kung makakapitalize nila yon, okay? So nickel monitored closely by commodity desk tracking steady industrial metal demand. May mga interesting na to recently mga press release niya, no? Yung isa is eto, no? Nickel Asia Power Arm to jointly develop 5,000. So, talagang seryoso to na gumawa ng or palaguhin yung kanyang renewable energy na subsidiary, joint venture. And another one is eto, Samar Nickel Mining Resources Corporation, blah blah blah, entered into an operating agreement, blah blah blah. Ayan, so granting Samar Nickel the right to operate San Juanicos Mineral Claim. So, syempre, may parte-parte na sila dyan. Additional growth driver. So, kumusta yung sentiment kay NIKL? So, ganoon pa rin. Or actually, bumabagsak siya. Mostly gawa nung yung babagsakin yung nickel doon sa world market. Number 2, mid-cap, VVT. Inulit na naman niya. Sabi ko, wag mong ulitin yung yung mga nakaver na eh. Pero ito pa rin yung mga nakaraan, mga project na gagawin ni VVT. So, dito, inactive trading momentum after securing a major. Wala. It's too late na nga eh. Kumusta na dito? So, after ng kanyang rally, nagko-correct na naman, no? Oh, di ba? So, nag-rally. So, siyempre, mga sumakay dyan. Ito na ata yun ah. Ito na ata yung babalik siya sa kahit man lang, piso 3, 4, 5, pero mukhang bumabagsak na naman eh. So, malaki utang niya and syempre, dyan na naman yung interest rate hike. Mayari na naman siya dyan. PISA, kakaroon daw ng buying pressure as cheaper transport logistic cost give its nationwide food delivery segment room to expand. Hindi ba tayo sentiment ngayon sa mga ganyan, mga restaurant, business. Lalo na to kasi to eh, parang family dining na to pag nagtipid. Ganito yung mga maapektuhan, di ba? DDMPR attracted high yield income seekers looking to lock in stable, blah blah blah. Di pa nga to most of the rate nakapag-declare na ng 2 tranche. Ito isa pa lang, Pare sila ni V-Rate. So talagang pag nag-struggle yung yung cash flow ng business, medyo tight ganyan, medyo ipit, talagang nadidelay yung nadidelay yung pamimigay nila ng dividend. Okay. Axelium, watch by export-driven swing traders. So, Axelium, medyo naging interesting to, Nakapag-recover siya, okay. Yung kanyang, business. Kanyang fundamentals nagre-recover. So yung kanyang stock price nagre-recover na rin. Maganda ata Q1 nito, no? So exporter to. So pag ganyan na mataas yung palitan ng USD to PHP, may benefit ayun, no? Di ba? So it could be an interesting stock to monitor this year. CLI maintains structural strength. Regional property rollout, Chili's portfolio against Manila. Wala nga eh. Papansin ko, umihina na eh. Hindi na nagmamaterialize yung iba eh. Project ng project, wala naman atang bumibili na. So, CLI, no? Pabagsak na siya. Number 7, ALLHC. Ito yung struggling na arm ng mga Ayala, no? Di mabenta kayo yung anilang mga industrial asset. Ay, mag-all time low. So, Pinitech, alam mo, may masumakay. Pinagsak na siya. Okay. REDC, puro swing trading tong nito bukang bibig nitong AI na to ngayon Pang ganun daw ngayon yung market, no? Swing trade. Isang pitik, malamang at some point, isang pitik pababa naman. So, MY pipeline remains highly active under the Build Better More. Ito yung kay BBM eh. Ang tanong, pinapansin kaya yung laki na utang nito, MY? Para ma-trim down yung kanilang obligation, kailangan nito mga malalaking project talaga. Kailangan nitong dumikit, no? Para makuha ng mga big ticket infrastructure. So, FPI, witness speculative microcrop. Wala yan, no? Siyempre, may mga sumasakay dyan. Maipit, ganyan. Next, global and regional market pulse, temporary ceasefire window. Niniwala sa mga ganyan. Kakaroon daw sila ng high stakes US-Iran 60-day truce framework. Tapos, bigla namang makakancel, no? Kasi may biglang gagawin na naman yung isa. Ganyan. This brief macro relief directly lifted emerging Asian equities, allowing regional currencies like the peso and Thai to wala ngang recovery yung peso. 61 pa rin. Paano nag-recover yun? So, forecast next week or nangyayari na this week, 6,000 resist. Wala nga eh. Kumusta opening? Ay! 5,946. Wala na, hirap na. The wait and see on global truce market volume might remain relatively thin. Kailangan yung crude oil bumaba yun below 70. Yun lang talaga. Hanggat di bumaba yun sa 70, wala yan. Rotation to consumer and utilities na parang ganyan yung nangyayari ngayon sa market. Kasi sila yung considered na parang defensive, no? Pero walang nagro-rotate eh. Utilities na blue chip, wala kasi sinasell nga lahat eh. SGP lang yung pinipitik ngayon kasi papasok nga daw siya sa main index, di ba? Pero once na pumasok yan, I think gagawin niya na exit ng ibang malalaking investor. And from there, baka doon na rin siya mag-start mag-correct. Consumer naman, mostly sideways ngayon. Tinitingnan nila yung Q2, or sino-sino yung resilient sa Q2. May pambili pa ba yung mga tao? Ganyan. And ayun lang yung weekly update ko. So, isa pang refresh. Ay, negative. BBM, anong gagawin natin?